Hi there, welcome to the Ching Cafe. I'm Belinda Doveston. Let's get into our weekly overview for the week commencing the 5th of August 2019. If you have not yet done so, go along and check out the overview for August 2019 and the energy of deliverance that we're being asked to focus on, because that will really help you give context as we go through these weekly overviews. Right, so let's have a look at what we're being asked to focus on for this week. Our first hexagram is hexagram 5, called waiting. And waiting is the story of you're sitting on a cliff and you're looking out on the horizon, and there the clouds are starting to form to bring the rain towards you. And this is a symbol of waiting patiently for the returns to come of the investment that you've made. This week is going to ask us to pay attention to patiently waiting, of being courageous enough to sit with the patience, with the waiting, the process of knowing that the fruits of our labor will come, knowing that the returns will come, yet not yet being here just yet. When we are waiting, we don't just sit and stare at the clouds in the distance like watching paint dry. What we do is we prepare for the rain. We build aqueducts, we build dams, we build furrows, we build containers. We create the structures to capture the bounty that is coming towards us. And so a process of waiting, of being patient this week, means not sitting lazily back and staring in our navel. Oh no, there's work to be done. And we have to build the structures to capture the bounty that is accumulating and coming our way. We have two changing lines for us this week, one in the first position and the second one in the third position. So these changing lines, the first one says, change is coming, the rain is coming, there's new experiences and perhaps a little bit of risk coming. What our task is to focus at the beginning of the week on returning life to normal, being normal, having normal habits, just going about our life in a normal, calm way. Okay, not doing anything dramatic. So as we start off the week, it's about creating order and going about our business in a normal fashion while there's this process of waiting and preparation going on. The second changing line in the third position says we have progressed in this journey of waiting, but we are bogged down in mud. And so what this tells us is that we've been too enthusiastic to try and get this thing moving, to try and get these clouds to come, that we've wandered off from our position into a little marshy land and we've got stuck in some mud. We've got bogged down. And so if you are feeling bogged down towards the middle, latter part of the week, it has come about because we've tried to go too fast. We've tried to push an agenda. We've tried to move this waiting process forward more quickly than what the times indicate. So for these two changing lines, our focus is on being calm, having a normal, organized week, going about our business in an orderly fashion, whether that's in your team, it's in your business, in your home life. And then the second changing line tells us wherever we are feeling bogged down, wherever we feel in this muddiness and this thickness, it's because we've tried to go too fast. And we just need to take a few steps back, backtrack out of that bog, and just remember this week is asking us to be patient and to be courageous in our waiting, to do the preparation work, but not to push forward with our agenda. As we round out the week, we have the hexagram 29 called the Abysmal. Okay, that sounds pretty bad, but let me explain. We've had this one before. The Abysmal talks about the abyss and the flow of water. It's a doubling of a water energy, which often talks about flow, risk, going for it, understanding risk and working with it. Water flows, doesn't get caught up on a particular rock that isn't quite right. It just flows past the rock. That's what it knows how to do. And so the second key focus for this week, the outcome hexagram, is asking us to let go and to take the plunge, is to go into the abyss. Like the water, you just flow down the canyon. You don't question it. When we try and clamber and hold on to the rocks on the side of the canyon as the water's going down, when we get consumed by fear and uncertainty and self-doubt, that's when water starts to become dangerous because it's not behaving the way water should. Water should flow. So quite an interesting week. It seems like in the week we're going to have these two very different processes playing out. We're going to have a waiting energy of being patient, not pushing. And then we're also going to have this energy of jump and go for it and recognize your fears, feel the fear and do it anyway. There's courage that's required in facing fear, but not being held back by trying to control the process, but just taking the plunge, diving in and letting the water take you. So there's a process of courage at the end of the week, and there's a process of waiting. They seem like they're not quite talking to each other. So let's see how it works for you. My advice as you work through the week is have both these ideas in your mind. Have the idea of waiting for the right moment, of not pushing forward too harshly, and also recognizing where you need to take the risk, where you need to take the plunge, where you need to let go of the fear and just be in that barrel going over the edge of the waterfall, because that is what this energy is calling us to focus on. Some interesting things for us to do this week. Remember, this whole month is talking about deliverance and arriving at a safe place after a very difficult journey. So all these week little sprints we do in between are part of the story of deliverance and of being part of change that's kind of beyond our control, but allowing the change to guide us to the next best place for us. Best wishes for a great week. Hang on, go with the flow, and just cultivate courageous patience. If you have not yet joined us on Facebook or Instagram, do go along there and subscribe, follow, you know what to do. And we have a daily I Ching message for you every day as a story, just to give you something to focus on for the day as part of our ongoing I Ching conversation. I hope to see you there soon and see you at our next episode. Have a great one.